This is a great time to be in Oklahoma, and this is a great month. This is the summertime, and this is why I love real estate. This week we have 4 closings. One's completed, and we have 3 today. It's Friday, really the last day of the month of June. I've got a few days next week, but basically got the 4th of July holiday. So we have lots of closings this week, 3 today, and we've completed 1. I'd like to talk to you about the one that we've already completed. This transaction, this is the file. Writing all over the front of the folder. Basically what I've got here is a 17-acre tract of land that has a PUD, a planned unit development. If we haven't talked about this in the real estate principles class, we will before you get out of here. But a planned unit development on 17 acres. This was done many years ago, before the financial crisis. And it was all zoned, got the PUD all filed, everything was ready to go. But financing was very, very difficult during that time, and it was unable to do the multifamily 3-story apartment complex that was approved. So I got a hold of this to sell just after the financial crisis. And so I've had it for about 4 years now. So this transaction is finally done. It's sold. We closed yesterday on the last tract of land in it. But what we had here was 17 acres that of that about 14 were usable. The rest was in a flood zone that bordered a creek. And what I ended up doing was splitting the tract into 2 pieces. The back piece and the front piece. I closed on the back piece about a year ago. I had the whole thing listed for $850,000. I sold the back piece for $400,000 about a year ago, and then I sold the last 9 acres, the front, for $350,000 yesterday. So in this deal, this was a commercial land transaction. One of the reasons I like this business, 6% commission on this deal. So the first closing commissions were somewhere around $20,000, and I had both sides of that deal. The closing yesterday, I was co-brokering, meaning another realtor had the buyer, and obviously I had the listing. So my check was $9,700 or something like that. So these commercial transactions are very lucrative in the way of commission. However, they do take a long time. I've been working on this for 4 years. Very complex. The legal in this particular transaction was over 3 pages long. And very complex. So this was a complex commercial land transaction. It took me 4 years to complete the sale. It's all done. My guys picked up the signs off of the property yesterday, and all the checks are in the bank. So knock on wood, it's done. So that's one of them this week. Talk about one that I have at 9 o'clock this morning. It's a residential home here in Edmond, Oklahoma. Sales price is $185,000. We ended up getting $185,000 for it. Unfortunately, it's a VA loan. Unfortunately, the appraiser came in and said that the home was only worth $172,500. So this has not been without issues as well. So I've been working through that with the buyer. I had both sides of this transaction, and so I had the buyer and the seller. And so I've been working through with the buyer her avenues and her lender at the VA loan. As it turns out, she's going to have to bring additional money to closing, because the way that these things work on this VA loan, it's a 100% loan, but they will only loan 100% of the appraisal or the sales price, whichever one is lower. So they're going to give her $172,500. She'll have to bring the rest as a down payment. She was okay to do that. She loved the home. It's a great place. So we've got this closing at 9 o'clock this morning. Hopefully, again, knock on wood, that it will go smoothly. So this is a VA loan on a residential home, closing at Stewart Title at 9 o'clock this morning. 1 o'clock today, we have a commercial rental, income-producing residential closing. This is Harvey Parkway. It's a fourplex. The closing at 1 o'clock. Everything seems to be in order on this particular closing. I have the buyer, so it was listed by somebody else. I have the buyer. One of my investors will be closing on this transaction today. So again, I think everything's in order for this to close. The last one is at 2 o'clock today, and this particular closing was scheduled to take place earlier in the week, actually Monday, and it's contingent upon the buyer's home selling, and there was a snafu with the appraisal again on this one, and so they had to work out significant details in order to get that one closed. Apparently that was closing at 8 o'clock today, so that ours can then close at 2 o'clock today. This is a residential home in Midwest City, Oklahoma. We'll be closing in this one at Stewart Title in Midwest City today. So that's the way the day looks. Just thought it might be helpful to kind of go through and see what a typical day looks like. The summertime is really fun in Oklahoma. Oklahoma City is one of the fastest growing cities in the United States right now. Real estate is really good, and so we're very active, and I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of what it looks like a day in the summertime of real estate in Oklahoma City. Thanks a lot.